Hi and welcome back to this channel. Today we are going to have a look at another form that a while loop may take in a program. Previously we talked about counter-controlled loops. In this video particularly we will talk about another form of while loops, which is commonly called the Sentinel Controlled while loop. This while loop form is often used when you do not know exactly how many times a set of statements needs to be executed in your application. But instead, you do know that the statements needs to be executed until a special value is met in your program. So this special value is what we call by a sentinel. So this portion of code that you can see on the screen here is a typical example of a Sentinel controlled while loop. In this example, we have started by declaring and initializing the Sentinel variable that we have called Sentinel here, and we have set its value to 100. Next, we have declared and initialized the loop variable here that we have called score, and we have set its value to 0. In the while statement, we are using the loop condition to test the loop control variable score against the Sentinel variable. As long as this loop control variable is different from the Sentinel variable, then these action statements that we have in the body of our while loop are going to be executed. The first action statement will be used to output the values of the variable score, and then the second action statement will increment the value of the variable score by 20 whenever the loop condition is met. So if I run this code, you will see that we will get this result in our console, and we are getting this because of what we have specified here in our output statement. So now let me remove this portion of code and let's take another example. Let's suppose we want to create a program that will read integer values and sum them up, but we do not know exactly how many numbers the user needs to type in the program. So in our program, we are going to determine an integer value that will be considered a sentinel, and that value will be used to mark the end of the inputted data by the user. So in this program, we want the user to input data from the keyboard. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create an input object. So I will say static scanner, and I will call this input object console. New scanner, inside the brackets here, I need to write system.in. So as you know, system.in here is making reference to the default input device, which is our keyboard. So here I need to import the scanner class. Next, I will declare and initialize the Sentinel variable. And in this project particularly, I will prefer my Sentinel variable to be a static variable. So this is how you declare a static variable. You write static final, the data type integer here, and then the name of the static variable all in caps. And I'm going to initialize it by setting its value to 10 like this. So this is how you declare and initialize a static variable in Java. Next, I need to declare the various variables that will be used in this program. The first variable will be used to store the input data or the input numbers that the user will key in. So I will say integer number. The second variable that I'm going to use will hold the sum of all the numbers inputted by the user. So it's also going to be a variable of type integer, and I will say sum here and initialize it by setting its value to 0. The third variable will be used as the loop control variable, and I will call it counter. So it's going to be initialized as well. I will give it the value of 0. So next, we'll write an output statement that will prompt the user to input the integer numbers. Okay, so I will do System.out.print line like this. And then in here, I will write a string. I will just say enter consecutive number and stop at concatenation, and here I need to specify my variable Sentinel. So because we initialized the variable Sentinel to 10 here, so this will output enter consecutive number and stop at 10, okay, at a number 10. So now I need to write my input statement. So the variable number is going to hold the inputted numbers by the user. And then the name of the input object is console, and the method next int, because the user is going to input integer values. After, I need to write the while loop statement, and the condition of this while loop is going to test the variable number here against the variable Sentinel. All right, so I will say while number is different from Sentinel. And now, so if this condition is met, I need to write the various action statements that will be executed. So the first action statement that will be executed is going to be the summation operation. So I would say sum must be equal to sum plus number, like this. And then the second action statement that needs to be executed is going to be an input statement. So I will say console next int. And then finally, the third statement that will be executed whenever the condition is met is going to be the counter, okay, plus here. So this statement will be used to increment the variable counter or the loop control variable. So outside of the while loop, I will now write my output statement. So I will say System.out.print line inside the brackets. So I will just say the sum of all the numbers is, and here I'm going to specify my variable sum. So now we can also add an if statement, and that if statement is going to allow us to print a certain message in case there is no input in the program. So I would say, for example, if counter, okay, if our loop control variable is not 0, I want my program to output a specific message. So that I will say there was, and here I will say concatenation and then counter, and now here I will say values. All right. So next I need to write the else statement. So else, so that means that if there was no input, I want to output another message. I will say, for example, that I want to output there was no input, just like this. So that is the small program that we can write. So once everything is set up correctly, you can now run the program. So if we run, we will see what will happen. So as you can see here, I have entered the consecutive numbers and stop at 10. So I'm going to write 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 10 like this, and press enter. And as you can see in the console, all the result will appear. So I get the sum of all the numbers is 20, and there was 4 values. Okay, so as you can see here, we have 4 values here. If you sum these values, you will definitely get the number 20, because we specify that 10 here is the Sentinel. So when the while loop reached this value, it didn't continue. But as long as the values were 2, 4, 6, and 8, it was able to make the summation and then output this output statement here. So guys, that's it about the Sentinel control while loop. In the next video, I will talk to you about the flag controlled while loop. Thanks for viewing. I hope this video was informative, and please do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Let's meet in the next video.